Live from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5
So now I'm
News.
pushed back 3 hours, so my ride is going to be late, and I have to get a new ride, so it's going to suck.
Now at 11, getting home from the holidays is turning into a nightmare at SFO. The weather causing huge delays. We're on storm watch tonight.
But first, new developments tonight on the family members from the North Bay killed in a horrific crash on Interstate 80. 4 people were killed last night in San Pablo by a suspected drunk driver.
And police say the driver had a suspended license from an earlier DUI. KPIX 5's Betty Yu has new details tonight.
A Sacramento man fled the scene of this multi-car crash that killed 4 people on Interstate 80 Saturday night. Tonight, we learned that the wreck took the lives of 4 family members, including Daryl Horn, a father who was very active in his Napa community. He was part of the Napa Valley Baseball Club, the local Little League, which played at Borman Field. His 14-year-old son, Joe, was also killed in the crash. His oldest son, Jared, was the only one in the car to survive the wreck. He played baseball at Vintage High School in Napa and is a Cal baseball player. The CHP arrested the driver, 47-year-old Fred Lowe, after he was involved in a second hit-and-run crash the same night. Authorities say he was drunk at the time of the crash. His Mercedes hit the Nissan sedan that Daryl and his family were riding in going east on I-80 just before San Pablo Dam Road. The Nissan flipped over and crashed into other cars going the opposite direction. Officers tell us the suspect didn't have a valid driver's license because he had been arrested for drunk driving. In Napa, Betty Yu, KPIX 5.
On to the storm watch now. Most of the Bay Area got a pretty good dousing of rain, and you can see the conditions on the Bay Bridge this afternoon. But once the sun went down, the showers tapered off.
We have team coverage on the storm. Joe Vasquez tracking delays at SFO tonight. Jackie Ward on the roads. But we start tonight with a look at the KPIX 5 high-def Doppler, which shows that cold front poised offshore, now beginning to touch Highway 1 in the Marin and Sonoma County coastlines, and just about ready to move onto the 101 up in the North Bay. The entire Bay Area, though, will get wet in the next 90 minutes. As you can see, it poised just offshore from the peninsula. And when it does, the winds are going to pick up and the rains are going to come down. In the next few hours, it'll hit the North Bay, the rest of the Bay Area after midnight tonight. Rain, gusty winds, even thunderstorms are possible in the next 3 hours, with 1/10 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch more rain, and then rapid clearing coming in on Monday. More on the timing and the amounts when we cover the forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, KPIX 5's Joe Vasquez is at SFO, where the rain and wind have led to long delays all day today. And Joe, they're continuing still tonight?
They are tonight, Juliet. You know, just as folks are trying to digest that turkey from Thanksgiving and make it back to San Francisco, now they're being dealt a major case of heartburn as these long delays have been going on all day long. 2 days after the holiday, be thankful you're not in this situation.
I need to go home.
Shannon Proa of Salinas was trying to get back to college in Virginia. Now she won't leave SFO until after midnight.
Pretty awful, to be honest. I mean, now I'm pushed back 3 hours, so my ride is going to be late, and I have to get a new ride, so it's going to suck.
Delays of 3 hours and longer. Also, multiple cancellations on the board. That's just too much sitting around, especially for the younger travelers.
Yeah, we've got 2 kids, so we needed to run after them a fair amount. We're running after them now, as you can see over here.
David Weekley's flight from Las Vegas to SFO was delayed 4 hours.
Our plane was supposed to leave Las Vegas at 11 a.m. sharp on United, and it kept on getting punted back until we ended up pushing off after 3 p.m.
Officials at SFO say the stormy weather caused a low ceiling, so instead of quickly landing planes one after another like they do on a clear day, they're now moving them in and out very slowly.
It was about a 3-hour delay. We didn't know that the weather was going to be this rainy here.
It's one of those days when you might as well have driven from LA.
Yeah, we thought about that. We thought, man, if we just got a one-way car rental, we could have made it. So, but that's okay. You know, we can't predict the weather.
Clear skies right now, but rain is on the way any minute here to SFO, Juliet, and officials here say they expect these delays to continue at least into 2 o'clock, possibly into 3 o'clock in the morning.
Busy night at the airport. All right, Joe Vasquez live for us tonight. Thanks, Joe.
And from the skies to the roads, it has been a difficult and dangerous day on Bay Area highways. The wet roads are being blamed tonight for a number of accidents. 2 of the accidents were deadly. KPIX 5's Jackie Ward continues our storm watch coverage. She's in Oakland tonight.
Rain was on and off throughout the day all over the Bay Area, sometimes making for a miserable and dangerous day of travel. Slick roads plus holiday travel does not equal a pleasant way to end Thanksgiving week. Roads across the Bay Area were treacherous as drivers were heading home.
But I do always feel grateful when I can exit the freeway on days like today and think we're okay.
This accident on I-80 eastbound in Emeryville happened just before 10 a.m. and left a child dead. CHP says a Ford pickup truck lost control in the Berkeley curve just before the Emeryville exit, forcing it to spin out and come to a stop in the middle of the freeway. That's when a Ford SUV slammed sideways into it. Traffic was clogged up here for almost 3 hours.
To slow down, give yourself a nice space cushion between vehicles, use your headlights, and when your headlights are on, activate your windshield wipers.
Things were just as dismal in the North Bay, where the driver was ejected when the car crashed on southbound 101 just north of Spencer. The driver died on the scene. No one else was in the vehicle.
But right now we don't know if alcohol or drugs are involved, but quite possibly unsafe speed due to the rainy weather and the wet roadway, and there was a bald tire that possibly could contributed to it.
Some drivers didn't find the roads that bad at all and found drivers had already reacclimated to wet winter conditions.
Fine. I didn't find them problematic at all. Just people are driving well in the rain for once.
They were wet, slippery, but not too bad. It's been worse, not the end of the world, but it's not nice either.
CHP was advising people to get home before 10 or midnight. That's when the weather is expected to be at its worst. At the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, Jackie Ward, KPIX 5.
As for the Sierra, there are treacherous conditions in the mountains tonight because of all the wet weather. We'll have that part of the story in about 10 minutes.
Well, just a little while ago, we learned the name of a driver who was killed today after plunging his van into the Oakland estuary. Sheriff's deputies say 68-year-old Paul Scherer crashed into the water around 8 this morning. The murky water made it difficult for crews to locate his van. It was finally found an hour later, 30 feet below the surface.
It's a black water diving. I mean, you can't see 5 inches in front of you. It's all by feel. And yeah. And when you do find the vehicle, a good chance with the currents that you could get entangled in the vehicle also if you try to open the door and go inside. It's very risky, the entire thing there.
Authorities say Scherer was underwater for 2 hours and was the only person inside the van.
The second of 2 inmates who escaped from the Palo Alto courthouse is in custody tonight. John Bivens had been on the run for nearly 3 weeks when he was tracked to a San Leandro hotel this morning and taken into custody. Bivens narrowly escaped capture just last Tuesday in Stockton. He fled on foot while under fire from the CHP when officers cornered him after a high-speed chase down Interstate 5. The other inmate, Trammell McClue, had bailed out of the vehicle a short time earlier at a nearby Walmart where he was captured. McClue and Bivens were in custody for armed robbery when they ran out a side door of the courthouse on November 6th. 2 people accused of helping with the getaway were also arrested.
Well, police are looking for clues in a murder mystery tonight in San Jose. Police got a call around 4:30 a.m. about a body found in the Berryessa neighborhood. Officers discovered the corpse behind a building and next to a trash bin. The victim, 24-year-old Jose Ricardo Munoz Rios, had at least 1 bullet wound. Now, police also found an empty Uber car in an alley with hazard lights blinking. So far, no arrests have been made.
Tonight, a package explosion in the East Bay has gotten the attention of a number of federal agencies. The piece of mail was delivered Friday to a home on Bay Farm Island in Alameda. It had been sent through the U.S. mail. Somehow it made it through Postal Security.
Very, very rare. And if you think you've received something that looks suspicious, call 911, call postal inspectors.
There's no word on who it was addressed to or whether anybody was hurt in the explosion. Authorities say they are withholding details right now, but We'll release more information soon.
And still to come, the sexual assault allegations against the U.S. chain Massage Envy. Why the accusations were never made public until now.
Also next, breaking his 8-day silence, Senator Al Franken finally opens up about his sexual harassment allegations.
Plus, the more you search, the more you save. What you need to know ahead of tomorrow's potentially record-breaking Cyber Monday. New at 11, more than 180 women say they were sexually assaulted at Massage Envy locations across the U.S. Now, that's according to an explosive new report by BuzzFeed News. Tonight, a Southern California woman told reporter Christy Fajardo it happened to her while she worked there.
It terrified me. I froze up.
After 5 years, Candace Martellero says she can't shake the anger over what happened to her at Massage Envy and how it was handled.
And he pulled the blanket back down to my ankles, pulled my underwear down to my knees, could see everything I had, and then massaged my butt with his hands.
She says it happened while she was working as a receptionist at this Glendale location and getting a complimentary massage. She says she told her manager, but the therapist kept his job.
David Goldstein.
It's not an isolated story. In 2014, our own David Goldstein found 2 other women who say they were also sexually assaulted by different therapists at the same Glendale franchise.
And then next thing I know, he just put his hand underneath my underwear.
It's scary, like you're in that bed and it's no different than having someone walk into your house and rape you.
Even more troubling, Goldstein found reports of assault at Massage Envy franchises from California to New Jersey. But now BuzzFeed News says it found more than 180 reports at the chain across the nation. Many victims say the company's response was insulting. In some cases, they were offered their money back or told not to file a police report. Last month, a Richmond, Virginia woman, herself a victim, started a Change.org petition calling on the company to support individuals sexually assaulted at their stores.
I think that some sort of serious audit needs to happen of the company, and their protocol needs to be immensely changed.
Martellero hopes all of these women speaking out about predatory massage therapists will get the attention of the companies who hire them and the agencies who license them.
When this happened to me, I thought it was an isolated thing. I thought it was just one sick man.
Well, that was Christy Fajardo reporting. Now, Massage Envy told BuzzFeed, we hold franchise owners accountable to our policies, and when we say nothing is more important to us than treating clients with respect and giving them a safe professional experience, we mean it.
Embattled Minnesota Senator Al Franken says he is, quote, ashamed by the several groping allegations against him.
I just want to say that this whole thing has been embarrassing and, and it's been difficult.
Senator Franken says he does plan to return to work tomorrow in Washington. Meanwhile, another lawmaker accused of harassment is dialing down his duties. Representative John Conyers says he will no longer serve on the Judiciary Committee while he's being investigated for sexual assault.
Women have spoken out. Their concerns will be addressed in a way that I think will give comfort as well as end this behavior, because you know what? It's disgusting.
As of tonight, both Franken and Conyers say they will not be resigning.
Well, back to our storm watch coverage now. Up to 1.5 feet of snow could fall in the Sierra overnight, and that means it is slow going on the highways near Lake Tahoe. Reporter Angela Musalam is in the Sierra tonight near Donner Pass.
2 silver tips. Ready for Christmas.
Ken Dutro is bracing the cold, wet weather with his wife, Krista. The rain and wind isn't stopping the couple's holiday cheer.
Got our trees, went up in the snow and rain and cut them down, and
it's cold.
Here we are.
Dutro even packed his essentials in case he and his wife were to be stranded.
Different clothes, ice chest. Hopefully, it won't be too bad tonight.
Both directions of Interstate 80 were free going for most of Sunday evening. But there was some backup along the westbound lanes coming back from the Sierra earlier in the day.
Scary. I'm glad I brought someone to drive with me tonight.
A lot of rain and pretty windy in some parts.
Many drivers are on edge about their trek down, but for this group of friends heading up the Sierra, wet weather is what they've been praying for.
We're heading up to our cabin. We're going to go snowboarding. Something we love to do.
The Sierra could see up to 17 inches of snow overnight, a dream come true for the trio who's excited to get a head start on the slopes.
That's good news to me, though. I had no clue. Wow.
I'm actually pretty excited about that.
For most drivers heading the opposite direction, there's nothing pleasant about this storm. It'll be smooth sailing for the Dutros, who have no plans to race Mother Nature back to Woodland.
We're in no hurry. Just everyone drive slow, take your time. Everyone will get home safe.
And these weather conditions are expected to worsen overnight, so there could be a potential for chain controls. Meantime, Caltrans is asking everyone to please check its website for the latest on weather and road conditions. Reporting in Kingville, I'm Angela Musalam for KPIX 5.
Well, if you see that, no surprise there are winter weather advisories posted for delays to travel in the Sierra, with heavy snow expected between now and tomorrow night. Accumulations of from half a foot to a foot and a half above 5,000 feet. Roads will be slick. And as you know, is obviously the case, carry chains and be prepared if you head into the mountains. Back in the Bay Area, the cold front, more powerful than what we had come through this morning, is now touching the north coast and is heading on to 101 south of Santa Rosa. And from there, it powers south and west into the central Bay Area between now and about 2 o'clock in the morning. So from Santa Rosa, which was just reporting cloudy skies a few minutes ago, is now getting rain. And that rain is extending down into Petaluma in a line that essentially is on top of 101 between there and the Golden Gate Bridge. And it's now moving into the Sunset District in San Francisco. Everybody will get rain as that batch of moisture comes on shore for the next 2.5 hours in the Bay Area. Winds will pick up as well. Gusts up to 25 miles an hour in Oakland right now, out of the south at 10 at San Jose Airport. It's all being powered by that low pressure that's abeam the Pacific Northwest. High pressure did not subside that much over Baja California. That's why we didn't pick up that much rain this morning. But this second blast should give us between about 1/10 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. So it's going to hit the North Bay now. Rest of the Bay Area after midnight tonight. Rain, wind, gusty winds too. And thunderstorms at least are possible overnight tonight. About 1/10 to 1/2 an inch more rain. Then we get rapid clearing tomorrow. There is a chance of a sprinkle or two early tomorrow morning. After that, no. Rainfall totals, this is just through this evening, is about 0.22 of an inch at San Francisco. At the airport, 1/10 of an inch. Not much in the South Bay. But look at Kentfield in Marin County, almost at 1.5 inches. Santa Rosa has already picked up 85 hundredths. Here's what it looks like for the futurecast. That's where the rain is now. It'll go through so that by 1 in the morning, a line of showers begins to move into San Jose, and a secondary impulse comes through the peninsula as well. So we'll get a few bands of rain moving through the Bay Area, but they will move quickly. That's why we're not looking for a ton of rain. And then look what happens tomorrow. It just clears out by afternoon, and tomorrow night will go severely clear. It'll be distinctly cooler, too. So you'll sleep through a lot of the rain, but temperatures will plummet tomorrow. We'll only manage low 60s, not that much warmer than where we are right now. So out the door, there could be a lingering shower, but in general, just partly cloudy skies start out Monday morning. And by tomorrow afternoon, everybody will be within a degree or two of 60 degrees. In the extended forecast, we're going to be looking for the rain tonight. It's coming now. It'll be here in the next hour and a half, 2 hours. Monday will go partly cloudy. Tuesday and Wednesday, it'll be beautiful days, great visibility. Next hint of rain is coming in next Saturday for the Bay Area with a fairly mild and dry week ahead after tonight. Juliet.
Up next, the huge sideshow in Oakland with police just a few feet away. Tonight, we're asking, why didn't they stop it? Plus, new video in as police look for the suspects who pulled off a $250,000 booze heist.
I'm Dennis Adal. Coming up next on Game Day, Michael Crabtree's fight was a warm-up act.
You might come out with some beer on you. You might come out with a couple handprints.
Jimmy Garoppolo comes in, throws a touchdown pass. So the question is, who's the next 49er quarterback?
You always have to be ready. I mean, I've been saying it for the last 4 years.
And at one time, he rode the best racehorse in the world.
I was going out when seemingly the weight of the world was on my shoulders.
The fall from fame, coming up next on Game Day.
A wild sideshow scene in Oakland. This was last night on High Street. Multiple cars drifting in circles before a crowd of hundreds. Some inside the cars, some just steps from the screeching tires, others watching from an overpass. Nearby, police were parked. But we reached out to Oakland police to find out why they didn't intervene, but they have not called us back yet. And just 2 weeks ago, Oakland police launched a crackdown on sideshows, making several arrests and impounding a handful of cars.
Well, 2 more BART riders have been held up, this time at gunpoint. They say 3 men took their cell phones and wallets at the Hayward station last night about midnight. Comes about 48 hours after a mob of teenagers boarded a train at the Coliseum station in Oakland, stealing the phones of 2 passengers. BART police detained several teens, but they only made 1 arrest.
Well, new video tonight of possible suspects in a Los Angeles booze heist. Police are looking for the thieves who drained 1,800 gallons of vodka from a local distillery. All the booze is worth more than $250,000. Now, the owners of Fog Shots say these surveillance images show the likely suspects casing the place a few weeks before the heist. Police are still looking for clues.
And up next, saving inventory for Cyber Monday, why retailers are banking on a record number of people to shop from home or from work tomorrow.
Well, if camping out for Black Friday deals or holiday shopping crowds aren't your thing,
then tomorrow could be your day, unless Cyber Monday is also not your thing. Reporter Joy Benedict on how to get the most out of it.
You camped out for a steal, then shopped all night for a deal, and now it is time to relax and do it from home.
The money's gone yesterday.
So you have no money left for Monday?
I don't think so.
The truth is, many spenders don't wait till Monday to cyber shop.
You get to Monday, all the products are gone.
But retailers are prepared, saving inventory for Monday's deals. The reason? Shoppers expect them. The National Retail Federation says 164 million Americans are shopping this weekend, with almost half purchasing something on Cyber Monday.
I feel that there might be more deals on Monday if I hold out.
So what is worth waiting for?
For me personally, computer accessories, so monitors. I'm looking at smart home automation stuff.
Retail experts say laptops are supposed to be a hot item Monday online, as are shoes. And although Thanksgiving doorbuster deals save some big bucks on big kid toys like TVs, for the real toys, check out your favorite website. Toy prices are expected to drop 19% on Cyber Monday, with Amazon.com promising 30% off most Lego sets. Pay attention, though, as many retailers are trying to get you to keep coming back.
I get confused because sometimes retailers will have it the whole weekend.
Many sites offer a week full of deals, and that can be tricky. ToysRUs.com has 15% off almost everything Monday. But if you want to buy Hasbro games, wait. They are 25% off on Tuesday. So if you're looking for something specific, the more you search, the more you'll save.
Price shop, right? Compare. Without having to actually go to the physical store.
Last year, Cyber Monday was the biggest shopping day in e-commerce history. This year, websites are expected to bring in about $3.8 billion worth of sales, with, get this, a third of those sales being made right here on your mobile device.
Yeah, I use my phone all the time. I have all my cards already programmed in it. It's click, click, and done.
Convenience, which every year has more and more shoppers leaving the store behind.
And that was Joy Benedict reporting, and we'll be right back.
South Africa!
22-year-old college grad Demi-Leigh Nel-Peters crowned Miss Universe tonight in Las Vegas. She beat out the largest ever field of 92 competitors. Besides the crown, she gets a year-long salary, luxury apartment, lots of prizes.
You know, the toughest job has to be the person who just lost going.
Or the one who announces it has to make sure it's right.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching. Game Day's up next.
Also true.